Now we are in our fourth and final fractal video, and we should be in Photoshop. And in the end of the last video, we created this blend in Illustrator, and we defined, after we copied and pasted it as pixels, we defined the brush preset. And I'm presently in with this ribbon-like brush, and let's just show you how we can do it. We'll repeat what we did with the triangle. So I'm going to open up, turn on my black layer, and I'm going to turn on, right now my ribbon is still selected, so I'm going to do Command D and deselect. So what you're seeing now is my brush, which is indicated right on the toolbar, and the brush is selected as the ribbon that we just created. The color is yellow. Now let's first begin. This is the black. I'm on the black layer, but I want to keep my color separate from the black, so I'm going to make a new layer on top of that, and I'm going to call this one Frac Ribbon. Alright, now like I did before, I'm going to make the brush a little smaller, and I'm going to stamp it in yellow. Now keep in mind, because we're in Photoshop and it's these are pixels now, it's going to be rather light, so you have to take that into consideration as you're creating your artwork. Now I'm going to go from here to my move tool, and we're going to first select the pixels that we just stamped on this layer. Hold down the Command or the Control, point to the thumbnail, and click. Now the question is, are they selected or not? Now the next thing is go Option Command T, and it puts a transform dialog box around the object. Yes, they are selected, I can see right here. Now this time we're going to repeat what we did before, and we're going to make 3 transformations: scale, rotate, and move. And again, after you practice this enough, you may not want to move it. You may want to just rotate it so it rotates around one particular point. But for now, let's do it like we did before. Let's first take your mouse and let's rotate it by hovering your mouse over a corner point until you see the rotate icon. I'm going to rotate it like that. Now I'm going to move it slightly up like that. Now if I scale it smaller, it will stay on the page and it will spiral into itself. Let's do that, otherwise it gets kind of cumbersome where it goes outside the page. So let's do it smaller right now. I want to go here and hold down the Shift to keep it in proportion and make it slightly smaller like that. Now I hit return in order to fix the transformation, and now to duplicate what we just did, the keystroke is Shift Option Command T, 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 and you keep on going around, keeping in mind that it's still selected. So I'm going around like that. And now I'm finished my movement, and I'm going to do Command D and deselect it. So now you have the beginning of, could be a very exciting moving design. Looks very organic, this one, almost like a caterpillar. And for this one, I want to show you a few things you can do to play and to make it add different colors by changing your layers and so forth. So let's just take the Frac ribbon and bring it to a new, you're going to make a copy of that layer. I dragged it to new layer button. As you can see right away, that enhances the color right away. So I like that, but let's try to change it a little bit. So we're going to Command click on the thumbnail, and we selected the pixels on the ribbon copy layer. And we're going to go to our color picker, and let's make it into another color. Let's go, we'll make it into a red. This is, again, I want you to experiment, and you do whatever you'd like to in order to make this as exciting as it can be. Let's go down here, but let's go more like an orange. Right there. And go OK. All right, now we've selected pixels. We're going to do Edit, Fill, Contents Foreground Color. OK. All right, now we have the layers on top of the other layer. So let's now I'm going to do Command D and deselect. Now let's see if we can just move this a little bit. There you go. And if you want to, you can let's rotate it. I'll go Command T, transforms. I'll rotate it like that, and I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Hold down the Shift and the Option at the same time, goes around the center, and we're going to make it bigger this way. As you can see, once you play with these techniques, you'll be able to create your own art and get this exciting, what looks like a very complex design, but it's all based on a very simple basic shape. I'm going to hit return to apply that. Alright, so this gives you an idea of how you can begin to create your design, and as the more you do, you will try to address problems of trying to get more depth into it, try to get it so the different layers appear to be merging with each other. Let's try it one more time. I'm going to get rid of the hide the fractal ribbon, and I'll hide the fractal ribbon copy, and I'll show the original triangle one. So let's see what we can do with the triangle one to show you the same type of thing. We'll take this one, and I'm going to take the fractal, that's a triangle fractal. I'm going to make a copy of the layer, so we have another one. And let's I'm going to take this one and move this up here. And again, you can see you can play with all types of different things, and if you want to change the color of this one, you may. Just for kicks, let's see what happens if you change the blending mode. That won't work. You could try different modes and see multiply. Nope, that won't work either. As you get more complicated, you can try these different ones to see if these work. That won't work. Oh, so I'm going to do Command click and select the pixels on the copy layer, and we'll make this one, let's make it white. So we'll go Edit, Fill, Foreground Color, like that. All right, good. Now Command D deselects, and let's try to scale this one. Command T. I'll make this one bigger. Hold down the Shift like that. Move this over here. I'll bring it down like this. Now I'm going to rotate it. Let's go here. Move it up like that. And again, you are responsible for creating your own design. And when you look at all what the other students have done, and as well as looking at all the websites that I gave you regarding fractal art, you can see what the possibilities are. I'm going to hit return and apply that. Now the last thing we're going to do, without having to do the object transform, the transform command, like we made these, I'm going to hide these layers. And let's make, I'm going to go to my black, and I'm going to go to a new layer above the black, layer 2, and this one I'm just going to call this brush settings. And this is another way for you to randomly use brush settings to create your design. So first we're going to go to our brush, and this one is presently the ribbon one. Let's for now, let's take I'm going to go to the triangle one. I want to show you the quickest way in order for you to change brush settings. So go to Window, Brush Settings, and when you bring this dialog box up, you'll notice that it gives you a display, a palette here, and right now we're in 283, which happens to have been the ribbon one we made. I'm going to click 326. Now when you're in this thing, if you go back here, now there is the fractal. I want to go left bracket key will make it smaller. The color is white, by the way. I'm going to go over here and let's make it a light bright blue, like that. Okay, now it's going to be blue. Now before, I'm going to show you different things. We're in the brush settings. If I stamp this once, you have the blue. Now if I want to start doing something more dynamic, I'm going to go to Scattering, and I'll go to Shape Dynamics, and when when I'm in my brush tip shape, you're going to have a spacing thing down here, and you go like this here, and it shows you that as you start to move your mouse, you'll be able to space them apart like so. Alright, now the next thing, if you want to control even more the scattering, let's go like this. Double click Scattering, and here this will go both axes. This is the count, and this is the count jitter. Now if I double click Shape Dynamics, here's the angle jitter. You notice the preview shows you how it's going to be angled, roundness and so forth. Now if you happen to have, here's size jitter. This is fun too because it randomly does different sizes. If you happen to have a Wacom tablet, a pressure sensitive pen, you can set this to pen pressure. Right now I'm going to keep it off. So let's take a look and see what we've done here. And we're going to go like that, like over here. And this is under brush settings. So I'm out here, I'm in blue. Now watch. I'm just holding the mouse down and I'm going across like that. Now I'm going to change the color, and let's make it a yellow, and I'll make the brush smaller. And I'm clicking the mouse and dragging it, and the mouse is following what I've set here in brush settings. As you get familiar with this, you can play with all of these different things and see what it does. Again, this gives you another way, another vehicle to employ in order for you to create your special personal fractal. So at this point, make sure to review all of the files and the links that I provided in Blackboard in the Fractal Art folder, and make sure that you save each one of these documents. Now it will end up, I'll go back to Blackboard. I want to remind you, when you finish all of this work, in red are the assignments. You will submit either your Sierpinski triangle or your Koch snowflake in Fractal Exercise 1. You'll submit your completed dragon fractal in Exercise 2, and in another week you should be able to complete your own fractal art assignment, and you will put that in this assignment area. Good luck.